Marsh Mobile International. We are a bit delayed in these postings. We left you off with our first full day in Auckland. We've got 3 days to get to. We're going to hit those over the next hopefully 3 days. So we're right now in Melbourne. We've crossed country borders again into Australia, but we're going to give the recordings here. Just we haven't been able to find the time to put these all together. So let's dive in with our second day in Auckland. We went to Waiheke Island, which is a winery island. I think that's the only way to put it. I said this in the last recap. You go to the island, you go Google Maps it, and the entire island is just covered with wineries. So we took a ferry. We got an hour ferry ride over, played some cards on the way there. And then when we got there, we went into the town Oniora. Got a little breakfast. Was able to find a beach, which was great. Weather was 60 degrees, felt like 55, overcast, threatened rain. We didn't really get much rain that day, which was great. And then we embarked, drove on the wrong side of the road, which was honestly didn't take too much getting used to. We went to 4 stops. First one was Batch Winery, which we had a little wine tasting set up, had some rosé, had a Bordeaux blend, which was really good. By no means would I consider myself to be a wine connoisseur, so to speak, but it was pretty good stuff. Moved from there, we drove, took about 30 minutes to get there. If you stayed to the west end of the island, there's a lot of wineries kind of condensed into one. We wanted to be able to drive around and see a little bit more. I'm not a huge wine guy. Honestly, we went to 4 spots, and if we had done that in like 4 hours, probably would have been good. We spent the whole day there just kind of enjoying each spot. So we went to actually what was a distillery. We had some gin and vodka is what they were known for. We had a espresso martini with gin, which I'd never had before. It's typically done obviously with vodka. It was really good. And then Avery got a mixed drink, a vodka-based drink, which also was pretty good. From there, we went to Man of War Winery. So we went to Waiheke Distilling Company, and then we went to Man of War, which is on the far side of the island. We had to drive on dirt roads to get there. Wine was really good. We got some food. It was olives, and the olives were not great, but the drive is really nice. It felt and it could have been because of the conditions, but it felt very Pacific Northwest if you're United States, like Portland area. But just to be on the water and then also have all these rolling hills, it's a really peaceful drive. A whole bunch of farming going on out there, so it was just kind of surreal to be oceanfront and almost mountainous, very hilly. Really at the same time. So we went to Man of War. Nice, like I said, wine was good. Food there was not. And then we wrapped up at Stoneyard. A lot of the spots were closing down. It's like 5 p.m. at this point, so a lot of the spots were closing down by then. So we had just a flight there. Light pours on the flight. I mean, when we did the tasting to start the day, they were like half glasses of wine, maybe like 3/4. These were like sips. This was a bit of a disappointing flight, but the best wine they had was a Bordeaux blend, but they were marking it at $540 for a bottle. Did not pay that because I'm not paying $500 for a bottle of wine. Don't know that I would spend $540 on a glass of wine, on a bottle of wine. I just don't have the palate for it. And then we got some dinner and took the ferry back. Look, overall, Waiheke Island, it's worth doing if you're ever in Auckland. Weather cooperates a little bit more, probably a little bit more exciting. But we are here in a time just before the peak of tourist season, which is nice because a lot of the places that we go just don't have a lot of folks around, right? It's not too crowded. The weather was very springtime in the Northeast, 60 degrees, 70 degrees. It was very temperate, very comfortable. So that was Waiheke Island. Tomorrow we'll be dropping our trip to Hobbiton.